guys, and welcome to another amazing edition of the program Weekly Digest from the table of Happy Home Counselling Foundation. My name is Toluwalade Arijeniwa. As you know, I am the anchor for this wonderful program that is being packaged by Happy Home Counselling Foundation. This program was put in place to educate the singles and the married on various issues as regard marriage and relationship. And today we have a wonderful topic to discuss that is relevant to both singles and the married. But before we proceed, if this is your first time, don't forget to like our videos, comment, subscribe, and very important, click on the notification button to get notified anytime we drop amazing content. Thank you for joining us, and do stay tuned even as we begin with today's episode of the program. Don't go anywhere, I will be right back. Thank you for joining us on the program once again. It's still Weekly Digest from the studios of Happy Home Counselling Foundation. Today we shall be looking at the topic domestic violence, what domestic violence is all about, what are some of the causes of domestic violence in a relationship or marriage. These and many more are the things that we shall be looking at today on the topic domestic violence. We have our Father in the Lord in person of the Venerable Oluwarotimi Abiodun Komolafe in the studio, waiting to answer some of these questions and many more. Just stay tuned as we join him in the studio.
Once again, I want to welcome all the lovers of Happy Home Counselling Foundation. Today's topic is an interesting one, and I'm sure you are going to learn a lot and also enjoy it. We are talking of domestic violence. Domestic violence or domestic abuse can be defined as any form of behavior in any kind of domestic, home, or intimate relationship that is exercised or displayed to forcefully gain and maintain control or power over an intimate partner or housemate. Domestic abuse can come in any form. It can come in physical abuse, sexual, emotional, economical, or psychological actions or threats of actions that influence the other person to act against his will. It can be in form of behavior or actions that injure or wound the other person. It can also be such actions and behaviors that humiliate, hurt, intimidate, terrorize, or frightening the other person. Domestic violence is not limited to relationship between wife and husband, as a lot of people believe. It can also be extended to children, maid, and even others in our environment. In marital relationship, however, we have cases where men abuses women, which is the most reported cases that we have around. We also have cases where, of course, women abuse men. I think I once came across a statistics that analyzed that 12 million women and 700,000 men experience domestic violence each year as intimate personal violence and personal abuse. I think that's a very big one. Anyway, in my own thinking, that does not mean more women are abused by men up to that margin, but the statistics only represent reported cases. For example, in our country like Nigeria environment, you hardly can find man or men that will go out there and report that his wife is abusing him violently. I mean, such reports could be stigmatized in our environment. Women most time report cases of abuse. Well, factors that causes domestic violence in a relationship. I want to say that I like the way the question is asked. we can only talk about some of the causes of domestic violence in marital relationship, because it is very plenty. A lot of factors can contribute to someone being violent in a relationship. The childhood experience, for example, of some individual could be one of the environmental factors that can make that can give them bad orientation from the beginning and make them violent even as they grow up. Such an individual that grows up to see actions of violence in his environment may begin to see it as a normal thing during his childhood stage, and may find it difficult to live peacefully with other people. Such environment where father or the mother behaves like a leader of a terrorist organization to everybody around can make a child grow up to be hostile to the people in his environment. We can have issue like low education. It can be a factor. Local champions most of the time are mostly not flexible in their approach, and their action may lead to violence. Another one is the issue of economic distress or economic frustration. It can be a serious factor. In a situation where a man or a woman gives in his best to a situation to make his home work or situation work or his business work, if such person is not emotionally balanced, it can lead to domestic violence, especially when the other partner prioritizes without understanding. Another issue that can be a factor is immaturity. Immaturity can also be a big one. If partners in relationship cannot handle their differences in a matured manner, everyone in any relationship should know there is time to talk and there is time to be silent. It is not on every issue that you must talk and talk and talk, because you don't really know how balanced the emotion of the other person may be. Alcoholism can also promote domestic violence in its own way, and that one is a big one. Lack of non-violent social problem-solving skill is another one that can cause or propel domestic violence, as the case may be. When a person do not possess the skill of solving problem in a peaceful manner, there are some set of people who believe everything must be in a forceful way. Dialogue is very good most times. People in relationship should develop social problem solving skill in such a manner to take care of challenges in a jovial manner, rather than using Russia and Ukraine approach to every issue that comes their way. Strict belief in gender role in marital relationship is another one we can consider. When a man or a woman believes we cannot assist each other in marital relationship, that a certain role must be played by a certain individual gender, it can propel violence. Another one we can also talk about is desire for power and control in relationship. Some men, equally in women, especially those that belongs to choleric temperament, have the attitude of dictatorship. Such individuals that are having such attitude of dictatorship, if not emotionally balanced, and if they are emotionally weak, may allow their emotion to lead them to violence. History of abuse or emotional abuse in childhood can propel one to develop abnormal, aggressive behavior, and that one is another one that is popular. Attributes of violent partner. I will want all the singles to take note of these ones, because it is better you avoid certain things than to manage them. And one of the issues singles should try as much as possible to avoid is to get hooked up with somebody who is violent in relationship. And so we are going to mention or look at few ones in this regard. If you notice a partner has no respect for your privacy, for your property, or for anything that belongs to you, if a partner doesn't have respect for it, please watch out. When you notice that a person cannot argue gently without touching you and the other person, and that person must make sure he wins every argument at all costs, please open your eyes. Possession of attitude that tends to justify violence and aggressive behavior is another one to watch out for. What do I mean? I mean, if you have a partner that will always defend a violent or aggressive behavior, maybe something happened and you find that he or she will always defend something that is violent, please be careful. If he or she beats the table or throw objects around when there is an issue that you want to express dissatisfaction about, now therefore, be careful. If a person shows an attitude that tends toward a strong belief that one gender is superior to the other, please don't ignore the sign. If a person derives pleasure and satisfaction in making you sad, when you are sad, he feels relieved or she feels relieved, hold on in that relationship. If a person seems insensitive to the pains of the other people or even animals around, please watch out. A man or woman that is hypersensitive or that is easily offended, every little thing is offended or feel insulted easily and blows things out or issues out of proportion, such individual can be abusive. A person that will never accept that he or she is wrong but will always blame the other at all times can be violent. And a person that doesn't care about your friend, about your family, and can use harsh words for anybody, words that he will not take himself, he can use it on anybody. That kind of person is to be watched out on. It can be violent. Yeah, such a person can be violent. And let me quickly add this one. If you have a jealous partner or a possessive person, they can also be violent. But let me quickly say this, that all these factors that we have mentioned can also be propelled by some other factors around. But when you are about to start a relationship, or you are in a relationship, you are in courtship already, and you discover that your partner possesses two, or let me say 3 or 4 of these traits that we have mentioned, please be careful to settle for such relationship unless you are clear that they are resolved. It can be a trap or a route that will lead to destroy your beautiful marital dream. Advice for today is that nobody should be blindfolded with money or with material possession. A violent partner is simply a terrorist. See them as a terrorist. Don't be carried away with his car, with what he possesses. Don't be carried away. Secondly, for those that have traits of being violent, the moment you can personally agree or discover that you have traits of being violent, please seek help of a counselor. And I want to advise you and encourage you to continue to listen to our program, because you will still learn more on domestic violence. Once again, I want to thank you for watching us and for being friend to Happy Home Counseling Foundation.
All right, thank you for staying till the end of the program today. We wish to continue, but time is not on our side, and due to that, we shall be coming your way again with the same topic, domestic violence. And next week we shall be learning about what are the solutions to domestic violence in a relationship or marriage. In case you have any question or you're in need of prayer and counseling, you can reach out to us in the comment section. You can drop your questions. Our counseling department will surely reach out to you you. Thank you for staying through with us on the program. So I hope to see you guys next week, same time, on Weekly Digest from Happy Home Counseling Foundation. Till then, I am Toluwalade Arijeniwa. Don't forget to like our videos, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. Also, don't forget to click on the notification button to get notified anytime we drop amazing content like this one. I hope you have been able to learn one or two things on what domestic violence is, and we do hope that you will join us same time next week on Weekly Digest from Happy Home Counseling Foundation. Stay safe and do have a lovely weekend.